In 2025, the average annual salaries for account payable are more than 40K per year, with them spending over 10 hours every single week just to push the invoices around. That means 520 hours every single year are used just to track and push the invoices. So in this video, I'm gonna show you the automation that I have built to take all that pain away and turns hours into minutes. The automation can push invoices, tracks it, and goes into manual review when there is something wrong with the invoices. Now I'm gonna show you what the result looks like and how we input it. Now we have a Slack channel that we are going to use to input the invoices itself. Now for the sample data that I'm gonna use, I'm gonna have invoice A, B, and C. And then after that, I'm going to have receipt A, B, and C. So the invoice and receipt is connected. They have the same invoice number, but the receipt is actually a paid invoices from the normal invoices. So now let's try inputting the invoice A, B, and C. Just so you know, the invoices are dynamic. So it is not a mock data, but it is a real sample from Stripe and PayPal. Now we have inputted the tree of the invoice. Now let's check out in our database. Now this is what the database looks like. It's currently empty. Now we have to wait a little bit and it will go inputted into the database itself. As you can see, there's 2 and there's gonna be 1 more. Yep, now all the 3 invoices are already inputted. And we can see that all the keys field that we need are here. For example, the invoice number, vendor, issue date, due date, the status, the currency. There are the money as well, the subtotal, tax, discount, amount paid, and balance due that you need to pay to them. In the back of the database, we can see there are line items, there are attachments, there are created time, and there are the source file in case you want to do an audit. Now that we have inputted 3 files, we're going to try and update them into the paid one. Now we have the receipt A, B, and C. We're going to put it here. And it goes enter. Now I haven't told you in the previous task, but there are notifications in the Slack that it will notify you whether something has happened or has finished into the database. We're going to wait a little bit for it to work, and the notification should notify. There you go. Now as you can see, there are invoice created in here, and now that we have updated to paid, it becomes invoice updated to paid. Now if you see in the database itself, it got changed into the paid status. So now that we have tried the normal logic, let's try going to the manual review. Alright, so what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna remove the database. I'm gonna remove everything in here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this invoice A. In here, you have to remember the simple hand sandbox as the vendor. Now I'm going to input it inside the Slack. Let's go invoice A. Now that the database in here, you can see the invoice number are 7LQ3J5R10001, and the vendor is simple hand sandbox. Now for the manual review, we're going to use image to test the image as well. So it doesn't only support files, but it supports image invoice as well. So as you can see in the invoice, let's compare it into the current invoice. So the invoice number is the same L. The vendor is slightly different, and we're going to try and input it there. So now we're going to input it here. As you can see, we're going to wait for the notifications to appear. And the notification appeared. As you can see in here, required invoice review. Now we have seen the invoices notification, the same invoice, reason, paid, and all other information that we need into the invoices. Now in here, you have 3 options. You can either approve paid, approve unpaid, or just totally archive it itself. So now in here, I'm going to archive it, and we're going to see what happens, okay? And the workflow has started. As you can see, it's going to archive it, and it will send a notification a little bit. There you go. As you can see, the manual review has been archived, and currently now it's in the archive database. As you can see, the vendor is slightly different from the original. Now that the animation is fully working, if you want to use this, I'm going to share you the version 1 of the template link down in the description. But if you want me to implement it for your businesses, you can contact me in my email, or you can DM me on LinkedIn down below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.